Today we're talking about The Silence of the Lambs.
Good evening, Clarice.
Starring Jodie Foster. She climbs the ropes and does like the
Flips over?
the
Yeah.
flip, and I'm like,
This led to a bazillion parodies.
Put the lotion in the f***ing basket.
Clarice.
There, look, I'm putting the lotion on the skin.
Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins.
He based it off of HAL 9000 from Space Odyssey.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. Why do you think he removes their skins, Agent Starling?
She goes to the sewing instructor's house.
Yeah.
And that's where
She
Buffalo
finds the
Bill
pig.
opens the door.
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
Yes, squid pro row.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
That's why they call him Boss. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Kind. Let's Rewind, the nostalgia podcast no one asked for. Today we're talking about The Silence of the Lambs. And I got to say, I told you this off air, Shadwick. I'm really glad, thanks to you, we covered 7 because the bar is set so high now. I can go back and watch these movies, and it doesn't mess with me as much as it used to. Where do you guys first remember seeing this? And I have a fun story. I was, I guess it was 99. The girl I was dating, her mom was like, for some reason, was like, you know what you and your boyfriend need to watch? Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, wait.
And so we rented it, and it was one of those South Park. We'll get to it in a second. How many people parodied this?
Yes.
South Park had done a parody, and so that was kind of how I played it off as a comedy and tried to make myself not as uncomfortable and lose myself in this movie.
Dude, after you watched it with your girlfriend, did you go back to her mom? And she was like, "How'd you like it?" And you're like,
It's my
No, but she was one. Leaf, where do you remember seeing this?
dude, odd story too, man. Like, I actually saw this like at a party one time. Like, a bunch of my friends, like, not you guys. Like, I have other loser friends who are not as cool. Like, they had this thing, and like, it was like in high school. And they were playing it, and I was the only loser, like, not trying to get laid, watching this. And everyone laughed at me. They were like, dude, have you never seen this before? And I'm like, no. And like, everyone was like, how have you not watched this before? And I mean, like, at that point in time, yeah, exactly, dude. I was like, dude, I don't know how I've never seen it. Like, I don't know. I missed it for whatever reason. So it was like 7 or 8 years, obviously, later after it had come out. And I was like enamored with it. Like, I was like, dude, this movie is sick. Like, you know, I don't need any pussy.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
I mean, they don't.
Shadwick was like, you were at that party?
We were too young when this came out to watch it. Really.
Yeah, this was 91. So I mean, also we're talking about for those that don't know, it's 35 years since this one released, right?
I probably watched this in high school. I really don't remember the first time I watched it.
Definitely wasn't at that party you and Leaf were at.
It wasn't at the party, dude. You were getting laid. I was watching it though.
Yeah, there was somebody laid out on a slab that night.
I know. I went back after I watched it with like my girlfriend's mom, and she was like, "What did you think about it?" And I was like, "Oh wait, are you about a size 14?" Which led her over to.
You bum.
Yeah, I know. She was like, "What are you drinking today?" And I was like, "Oh wait, is that Traveler Whiskey Shadwick got me?"
Are we really gonna have a repeat of
the Andre the Giant,
the Princess Bride episode that we did?
Dude, I got some Traveler Whiskey here. My good friend Shaddy got me for my birthday. I plan on finishing this bottle off this weekend. So,
have you tried that yet?
yes, well, I think we tried it together. in our sorrow of the.
I don't want to talk about that on air.
Yeah. So anyway, Traveler Whiskey, go check it out. Good stuff. Sponsor our podcast, Chris Stapleton. Leaf, what do you got, man?
Dude, lacking the fava beans, my brothers. I have a nice Chianti right here, dude. It's nice and dry. You know what I mean? The way Hannibal would have liked it with his meat.
You know, he's not going to be smoking his meat. He seems like a more pan-sear guy. Shadwick, what do you got, man?
Well, what I've got is goddamn cold, so I'm going to finish off this American honey sting tonight.
There you go, man.
Excellent, dude.
Help open you up. Tell your wife you made a hot toddy, and then just drink the whiskey straight like I do.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking it is, right? It's whiskey and it's got honey in it, so it's,
that's a hot toddy. Just say we were out of lemons, and I'd like to chug out of the bottle.
You drunk?
No. But this ought to do it.
I'm drinking it without ice, so.
Yeah, it's more
hot
healthy
toddy.
that way.
So it's room temperature. Oh, it's a warm toddy. Also want to shout out our Rewinder of the Month, Randy.
We love you, Randy.
Make love to me, Randy, please.
As we touched on last week, man, dude, Randy.
Does it make you Randy?
Dude, Randy got his swag, and, we include those little coasters in there. And Randy's raising his kid right, because his kid was like, it's got the Get to the Chopper coaster, and he's like, how did they know? Like, I was an Arnold fan or whatever. So, dude.
That's cool.
Pretty awesome, man. So, way to go, cool. Randy, raising his kid to be an Arnold fan.
Shout out,
much
dude.
respect, my brother. And also, shout out Sleepy Dad's podcast, where Randy found us, man. So,
I hope Randy's son grows up and one day has a maid that he can
sire a child with. Yes, I mean that's what we all want, right? And maybe be the governor. Who knows, man? But so also, man, if you have a social media account, you have a podcast, you listen to this, dude. Want to do some cross-pollinating? Reach out to us, man. We're totally up for that.
Hell yeah.
We're all about spreading our seed.
Like Dutch rudder.
Yeah, I mean,
Feels good, sir. Try me. Come on.
We've traveled 2,000 miles to give you our seed.
To give you our seed, man. So, but one more shout out again for Sleepy Dads. It's a couple of if you follow our Patreon, me and Anish do a lot of wrestling stuff on there. Good dudes
cool
over
dudes,
there,
man. Cool dudes.
Great people. So, dude, let's start to get into this, man. So, Silence of the Lambs, and before we get over to it, man, let's check in with our good buddy, That Movie Dork.
That Movie Dork here for a quick trivia segment about Silence of the Lambs. The thing that landed Jodie Foster the role was how determined she seemed to be walking to the audition, which director Jonathan Demme took notice of. The FBI gave their unbridled support to the production, treating it as a recruitment tool for female agents. Sir Anthony Hopkins modeled his body movements from the movement of lizards, which was a crib note that Jim Carrey took for Ace Ventura, where he moved like a bird. I'm gonna go sit back and sip on a nice Chianti. Follow That Movie Dork on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube for more sweet movie trivia. Cheers. Back to you, boys.
Dude, thank you very much, That Movie Dork. I like that he's got the silent scene of him being jovial, talking over her, terrified of night vision.
The night vision scene at the
Dude,
end.
be sure to go check out That Movie Dork. He's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Great dude, great content on there. If you dig what we're doing, you'll definitely dig what he's doing, man.
Yes.
So, Leaf, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with a little bit of the boring-ass facts.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, for the uninitiated, The Silence of the Lambs is a 1991 American psychological horror thriller film directed by Jonathan Demme and written by Ted Talley, adapted from Todd Harris's 1988 novel, obviously starring Jodie Foster, Buffalo Bill, played by Ted Levine, because Chris is fighting it right now. And I'm
biting my tongue.
Yeah, and obviously Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins. This is one of my favorite, probably budgeted films, right? This movie was created, filmed, and executed for a mere $19 million, but it pulled in a box office amount of $272.7 million. And I know y'all going to talk about its various awards as well.
Oh, it's stacked awards. And also, one of the things I wanted to talk about, just because of how we do things.
Yeah.
This led to a bazillion parodies.
Yeah.
Anything and everything that has parodied this. We talked a little bit off air about it. I've got Family Guy did a parody.
I'm having an old friend for dinner. What? Oh my God, this bitch.
South Park did a parody.
I miss my mom, mister. I want to see my mommy. Put the lotion in the f***ing basket.
The Office did a parody.
Are you okay?
Oh my God.
Clarice.
Joe Dirt did a parody.
There, look, I'm putting the lotion on the skin. I'm rubbing it in.
Clerks 2 did a parody. Austin Powers did a parody.
Quid pro quo, Mr. Powers. Yes.
Squid Pro Row. So
Yes, Squid Pro Yo.
so I mean, although a lot of those movies, parodied it 10 years later.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how influential and massive this movie was.
And
Yeah.
I kind of I enjoy the parodies, but at the same time, I kind of hate it. Like going back and watching this now on the rewind, it's like
Yeah.
it desensitizes it a little bit.
Dude,
It does.
To me, it's me dipping my toe into the water with the parody and then being able to fully embrace what the movie is. That's just my process. Because again, like I said, I steered clear of a lot of these movies back in the day just because it puts you in a bad headspace.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to be in front of my fucking mirror all tucked up being like, you fuck me, fuck me hard.
You just realize.
You doing a Lorne Michaels?
Yeah. Adam, would you fuck me?
Norm, we're gonna fuck you so hard.
And they did.
And they did. Nice.
So this, studios, they'll buy like scripts or books sometimes before they're even like published.
Yeah.
They'll get a heads up on it or whatever. The first person that wanted to buy this script was actually Gene Hackman.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
Hackman?
He wanted to direct it and possibly star as one of the characters, probably the Crawford character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then when he started like getting into it, he's like, "This is just way too dark for me."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a very, very like dark psychological thriller, and I mean it is one of the only films. In fact, it was the third film ever to achieve the Big Five at the Academy Awards, which is, for those of you who don't know, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay, and it's the only horror film to have ever won Best Picture.
That's crazy to me. And I mean, far be it for us to call those assholes snooty and pieces of shit. But here we are.
I mean,
I said,
did you know?
I said far be it.
Did you know Siskel gave a negative review?
Did he really?
Did he really? Wow.
Yeah. Shows you.
Dude,
shows
I'm
you
just
what
telling
critics
you.
are worth.
I think critics. I think we should just be the critics. It'd be like Chris's movie review. Basically, like Gibbs's YouTube channel. I'd be like, I don't mind it. Like every episode, but I did want to touch base on the background of this, man. So I was actually, without trying, you know me, like if I got a little bit extra time, I'm gonna comb through and watch a documentary because I've got a lot of issues. Anyway, there's one called Dialogue with the Devil on Hulu. And it's real life events with Ted Bundy and Detective Bob Keppel, I think is his name, or Keppel. I think it's Keppel. Anyway, this happened, I think, in 84, somewhere in there, or 83 to 88 is when this happened. This guy, this detective was trying to use Ted Bundy's knowledge to help catch a serial killer. I forgot which one it was. It was something river killer, a Green River killer.
Yes.
And so he secretly was trying to get Bundy comfortable enough because there were 8 unsolved murders that they basically knew Bundy did, but they had no proof.
Yes.
So he was trying to get Bundy to give away these other ones and kind of get him indicted and things like that. So that's actually where the idea for this book, as far as I know, came from, because it was real life events that happened. And I guess they based
Hannibal Lecter?
They based Bill off of Bundy and Ed Gein, because Ed Gein was a serial killer, I believe, that also dabbled in the arts of skin crafting.
Yeah, and there was one other guy.
Gets that one, YouTube.
Buffalo Bill. He was a combination of Ed Gein, Ted Bundy, and there was another guy named Gary Heidnick, which he had the pit in his basement.
That's why I think this movie hits so hard. Is like this is based off real shit. You know?
And all the actors and director and everything, they went to Quantico and met with the FBI.
Yeah,
I think his name was Bob Douglas, was the FBI consultant with them.
Yeah.
This first scene where it's showing Jodie Foster, Clarice Starling, where she's on that obstacle course, that is actually the FBI obstacle course called the Yellow Brick Road.
That's I mean, they were stoked about it too. I think that movie dork kind of talked about that. You know, they had full blessing from them. They were cool with it because they actually increased female recruits off of this movie.
They were going to use it as like sort of a female recruiting video, and I think there's actually an FBI agent that was training Jodie Foster too, working one-on-one with her. Her name was Jana Monroe, I believe. Yep. And that's who prepared her for the role, making sure that she carried herself like an agent, like went about
I've got
her
a story for that later on too.
mannerisms.
They're like, if you want to catch some sinister fucking evil people, we need to get some women in here. we need to know how they think.
That's basically what they did, because you interview a serial killer to catch a serial killer, or you can just hire a woman.
They've been killing dreams since day one, son.
Hire a maniac to catch a maniac.
Yep, there you go, man. That's what it is. Dude, Lee, why don't you kick us off into this opening scene there, bro?
Absolutely. After we just lost our last female viewer.
No, Shadwick's wife's still listening.
Is that because she's in a basement in a dirty dry well?
Goodbye Horses is playing in the background.
Right now, yeah.
Not on Spotify, I'll tell you that much.
The film opens up with Clarice Starling, played by, of course, Jodie Foster, a young FBI trainee running an obstacle course in the foggy woods at Quantico in Virginia. She's obviously she's very physically capable despite her very, very small stature. And the movie makes it a point to kind of like contrast her with the men, like often in this film. There's sort of like it's more cleverly done the ham-fisted way they do it nowadays with you know, sort of how it is for a female to sort of enter a male space, which, spoiler alert, it does not generally go well even to this very day. Like what, you know, how men generally treat women in those spaces is not good. And I think this movie does an excellent job of showing sort of like that disparity, right? And so you see her in this particular moment right now. She's running the obstacle course. She's doing an exceptional job. I was impressed going back and watching this. I was like,
dude, really climbing that shit. And
dude, she climbs the ropes and does like the
flips over,
the front flip, and I'm like,
and they said that like she was in
damn girl,
she was in great like physical condition because like she ran that thing several times. Like they filmed that scene several times.
So the sweat, was that real? Like I wonder, because she has I bet it was if she did it that many times.
Well, that's why Mick could smell. Never mind.
Okay, we'll get to that. So she's obviously interrupted in her mid obstacle course training to be summoned by a man named Jack Crawford, played by Scott Glenn, who is you
realize who that is?
Scott Glenn.
Glenn?
It's Stick from Daredevil.
Starling. Clarice in. Good morning. Big world. Not all of it flowers and sunshine.
Oh my God! I knew I saw him something recently, dude.
Wow!
Holy
damn,
dude, man! Yeah. No, I forgot about that.
We're actually watching a show now on Netflix called Castle Rock, based on a Stephen King book, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's in that. Of course, you know, he's older. This is a fairly recent series.
Right.
Yeah.
And I made the comment the other night. I was like, has this dude like ever had a good haircut? Like he's always got like that shaggy white hairs like over his.
God damn, you blew my mind. I knew that dude from somewhere.
Same. I feel the exact same way, Chris. I was like, bro, I went and looked at, because obviously I looked at the IMDb of all the actors, and I generally go back and look, but I didn't click on his, and I was like, dude, he's very familiar from something, and that's what it is.
Good
recently.
call.
Dude.
Another like quick little side story on this guy, Scott Glenn. So he's playing this like FBI. He's head of the behavioral science unit or whatever.
Yeah, yes.
So he had to meet with this FBI consultant, and he's apparently leans toward the liberal side. So he was talking to this guy about how he doesn't believe in corporal punishment or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the guy's like, okay. And then he plays him some tapes that he had from some serial killers. I think there were two that were like partnered up somehow. Mm-hmm. And they had decided that they were going to abduct teenagers, one from every age, from 13 to 19, and torture and kill them.
Yeah.
So he's listening to tapes. Like, these people had tapes of their victims.
Yeah.
Like, at first begging to be let go, and then eventually begging for them to just kill them.
Wow.
And so, like, listen to that after a few minutes, he's like, he's crying, basically.
Get these,
Yeah. He's like, maybe we should kill this
guy. Maybe he was literally like put the knife in himself, and he was just like, "Is this what I've been doing to people all this time? Man, I belong here.
I'm a monster."
Exactly, dude. And so Jack Crawford wants to see Clarice Starling, and when she arrives, Crawford is out of the office currently, so she sits down, and on the board, like, the camera pans over. There's like a pin board, the old school pin boards, for those of y'all who remember that, with all these gruesome scenes. There's gruesome like photographs, newspaper clippings, obviously of a or multiple serial killers. At this point in time in the film, you kind of don't know. You just kind of know like what this guy does is get in the minds of monsters, basically, like as Chadwick just told us. So Crawford finally arrives, and he's just very matter of fact with her. Like, she's still huffing from she's in her sweats, huffing from the obstacle course. And he goes over her like collegiate accomplishments, and we kind of get a background on her. The movie's real clever in that. Like, through their discussion, we find out she's obviously extremely intelligent. She has, a lot of awards and things from college, and she wants to work in the behavioral sciences division of the FBI if and when she becomes a full-fledged FBI agent, because currently she's just a trainee.
Yeah, she's a trainee.
You mentioned it a minute ago, Leaf, but on her way to his office, we get a lot of these shots that shows her like amongst all the men trainees, and like how much smaller she is.
Dude, yeah.
There's even there's a scene where like she gets in the elevator, or it's a shot where she gets in the elevator, and I think all the guys are wearing red, and she's wearing like her gray sweatsuit.
Yeah, and she's like a foot tall, like shorter than the shortest guy.
Yeah, they're like, they all tower over her, and then like people are like giving her looks,
basically being like,
guys
what are you doing
checking
here?
out girls.
Yeah,
that too.
But also I was reading, and this does take place. I don't know if it takes place in the entire movie, because like I get kind of lost in the movie, but there's a lot of shots when someone's talking to Clarice, they're looking directly at the camera, and when Clarice is talking, she's slightly off camera to make it almost like you're Clarice's point of view on a lot of these shots. Like, you're seeing them talk directly to her, and it's something that I would never really have picked up in the past, but just that little bit makes you, I don't know why,
it's
that
brilliant.
makes it more endearing, to where you're like, you feel like you're with her on in these interviews and when people are talking to her.
Yeah.
Yep. You're exactly right. We'll get to my favorite scene where she's talking with Lecter like later on, but the camera keeps like getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. So Crawford basically goes over her accomplishments and, asks her, and they sort of have a discussion about what her future, with the FBI, if she gets obviously accepted.
I gave you an A.
A-, sir.
She remembers like he graded one of her papers. He explains basically the FBI is doing a behavioral profile on all the serial killers that they have in custody, and to better aid them in unsolved future cases, right? So they're just sort of doing this like psychological profile on all of these monsters. And Crawford wants her to interview a particularly stubborn serial killer named Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal the cannibal?
Hannibal the cannibal, who refuses to he's being really stubborn. He refuses to be interviewed. We found out later here soon, probably Shabak's favorite scene, but Crawford offers her this gigantic opportunity, and of course she is young, she's hungry, she's intelligent, she has high marks on all of her training things, despite being a female, right? Which is unusual. We can't overlook that. There's not a lot of females in the FBI at this point in time, anyways, and so. She eagerly accepts. She's like, yeah, I'll go interview him, like, immediately, and cut to the asylum where Dr. Hannibal Lecter is being kept. Clarice travels there alone. Obviously, we meet one of the main characters in the film, Dr. Frederick Chilton, played by Anthony Heald.
From a research point of view, Lecter is our most prized asset.
And I think it's because of this movie. I've always hated this dude in anything that he's ever been in.
It's so fucked up.
He's
like,
so
somebody
good.
does such a good enough job. Like we were talking about in Saving Silverman, we're like, Amanda Peet has to be a bitch in real life. There's no way you're that good of an actress.
We know he played a very a similar role in A Time to Kill, where he was the one that's saying that Samuel L. Jackson's character was not insane.
Yeah.
Well, in this, though, like Leaf was touching on earlier, I do like, and I don't want to just keep hitting this fact home. It's probably the last time we talk about it, but there is male chauvinism in this, and you get out of the gate that Chilton is really about touting his own accomplishments. This is what he's done. Me.
He's so arrogant.
But he's Anthony Fauci.
And he does this. What I like, though, is for some reason, and I don't know why, like in going back with today's brain, watching this movie, I know there's these undertones to this, but it doesn't hit me over the head like I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's subtle to be like, this is a male dominated profession. She's a female and she's trying to navigate her way through it. And it doesn't hit me over the head like there's subtlety with it.
We will be talking about it again though, unfortunately, because it establishes it right here. And I'll let you talk in 1 second. She is disrespected by the people on her team from the very beginning to like damn near the end of the film. Like they do not treat her with any amount of like respect or that you would generally give even a normal person or a colleague, right? Like she's constantly talked down to.
She's hit on several times in the movie too.
Yes,
I mean,
imagine though how much more she would have been hit on if they had got their first choice for this, which was Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she turned it down because it was too violent, and also I think she might have been filming a little movie that came out in '92.
Meow.
But Dr. Chilton is obviously the administrator of the asylum where Lecter is being kept. He starts to he's leading Clarice to the interview, and he's giving her the rules in this scene. He's escorting her, and they go down to the bottom level of the basement in the asylum where all the monsters are kept, right? Like they just put them in the basement.
And they do hit it home too with this when he's like, don't pass in, don't touch him, don't get close.
Yeah.
And then he gives a story about how Lecter faked a heart attack. And they had to take off his mask or whatever for the EKG. And this is what he did to the nurse. Don't worry. They were able to reset her jaw and save one of her eyes.
Oh. His pulse never got above 85, even when he ate her tongue.
And what lighting effect did they use there, Chris?
I have no fucking idea. I'm not Shadwick.
They had this red light on them.
Oh shit! Yeah, they did when they're talking. I didn't realize that. See, I'm still learning, sir.
Yeah. Daggone, dude. And what does that denote? Like, explain that to me, because I'm also ignorant.
It's just like horror and death and
dark
chaos, mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's also like an alert too, right? Though, like, is it not like where you're like being warned of something? Like
I think it just promotes dread.
Yeah, and this too is like I like I like when a film doesn't show you and lets your imagination do the work.
Because you're right. He shows her the picture, and he doesn't we don't see it.
Always sees her reaction.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's good on this too. Like she has subtle reactions and then steadies herself again.
Because she's trying to stay. She's trying to keep it together. Right. This is her big break. I mean, you get all that in the very beginning. You're rooting for it too.
Yeah.
You're like, I mean, despite her having kind of a Forrest Gump accent and not really like a Savannah accent, it's like molasses coming out of your mouth.
The first scene that they filmed with her, they did the obstacle course, but then the first dialogue scene was a later scene in the movie where she gets the phone call about MIGs, and when she starts talking, the director Jonathan Demme was like, "Oh, hold on. Are you doing a Southern accent? It kind of sounds like you're from California or something." And she's like, "Well, I was doing a subtle accent." And he goes, "Well, let's turn it up a little bit." Okay. And then like the very next take is what we have for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And,
because that's
and
a good
I
point.
actually kind of thought that's how she talked. Because she does that Southern accent again in Maverick.
And she does so well, like, because she stays even keel with that accent. There's not a lot of inflection, and so she gets to stay in her comfort zone with the accent because you're not like getting too amped and or going too low with it. Like it's just even keel attitude.
Right. Yeah, so Chilton, he's already hit on her and kind of been turned down, and he walks all the way down there, and he's telling her on the way that like Hannibal kind of sees him as a nemesis. Right. So right when she's about to go into like the gated area, she's like,
"If Lecter feels that you're his enemy, then maybe we'll have more luck if I go in by myself. What do you think?"
He gets pissed, it's like, "You could have told me that."
I walked all the way down.
Whatever, and then so he hands her off to Barney, the orderly, which is this like very like nice, like calm. I don't know. Like
I liked Barney for some reason. And he's on screen for 3 seconds, and I'm like,
and Barney's like, she turns to Barney, and he's like,
"Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker."
And don't be trying that falling down the stairs. Shit,
pull that falling down the stairs. I mean, neither. Yeah, you conscious.
But dude, he tells her, hey, you're gonna do a good job. And I'll be watching. Like, so he's trying to reassure her, like, you're gonna be okay. And then she starts to make her walk down this fucking hall because they tell her stay right when she's walking down there.
The wall.
Like they say, stay right.
Yeah.
So when she's walking into that right is what I assume, which would have been out of shot of what we talk about later. But I think so. She goes down. And you start getting introduced to all the different kind of characters and people that are in here. And like Shadow talked about, what is it? Is it Megs? Is that his name? Or
Migs?
Migs.
Multiple Migs, I think, is the name of his
Migs
character.
Is what you would assume is in here, and he is batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Shadow already mentioned, I believe, he has a keen sense of smell.
I can smell your guts.
So he lets her know that real quick, and the camera shot when she finally gets down, and it pans, and you see Lecter, Sir Anthony Hopkins, such a great shot to introduce him,
and that was Anthony Hopkins.
Yep.
The director asked him like, where do you want to be when she sees you for the first time? Like, you want to be like sitting down, reading? You want to be laying down? And he goes, what if I'm just standing in the middle of the cell,
dude? It's
completely still, like I know she's coming.
It's so creepy, man. When the camera pans around and you first see him, and he, like Shadwick says, he is standing in the middle of the cell, like just waiting for her. It is immediately like this predatorial feeling.
One thing too, like in the callback when he's talking about that, there's a callback later in the movie. One of the things they talk about is his calm demeanor before she meets him, and they say when this dude fucked up the nurse because they had him obviously on a heart rate monitor, and his heart rate never got above 85.
So that's all
beats
real.
Per minute. it's so like that to me. That's just that. It's telling you like how calm and this doesn't matter to this dude. He doesn't get I guess a rush off of it or whatever. And I was like, fuck, if I get up to pee in the middle of the night, I'm over 85 beats per minute.
Dude, I fucking fart, man. And
Dude,
my shit goes to 90.
What does this guy's blood pressure medicine look like?
For real.
So let's talk about Anthony Hopkins for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So they first wanted John Malkovich for this, and he turned down. I think he started working on something else, and Anthony Hopkins was actually like his stand-in for some type of theater play that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So he was doing that. Demme, the director, had seen him in The Elephant Man, where he played like this kind doctor.
Yeah, and
so I guess he was trying to like make him feel welcome or put him at ease or whatever. And that's why he hired that Brooke Smith to play that girl, because she kind of looks like the Elephant Man.
Okay.
Oh, is that the reason? Is that reason? Yeah. You're just anyway. Your wife's gonna be so mad when she watches this episode, dude. Like the one female era, dude, held captive.
She's not going to watch this. But in developing the character, Anthony Hopkins talked about how, first he wanted to find his voice, but you don't want to localize it. You don't want to make it sound like he's from a certain area, because if you're doing that, then your performance is all about the voice.
Right.
So
that's so smart.
Yeah, he left that open, but he based it off of HAL 9000 from Space Odyssey.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it,
I see that.
If you think about it, Lecter is a sociopath. He's void of emotion. He's void of empathy. You know, so he's very mechanical, just like the AI. So it's a very, and he said the way he approaches stuff is, whatever you think the audience is going to expect, you do the opposite. So this guy has been built up to be this person that's, eating people, basically. So you expect him to be this like ultra violent, alpha
killer.
You expect him to be like Miggs when she walks by, right? Like this fucking just completely nuts.
So then you just get this calm, sophisticated, polite person just standing there,
very articulate,
right?
Like he is just completely, and obviously we like Dr. Chilton gives her like his background, and I'm sure she already knows all about it because she's very familiar with these kind of cases. But I mean, he was a psychiatrist, so he's
already knows how people are wired and knows how to manipulate.
When you meet him, he sort of fits that profile. But like Shabak said, you're expecting something different. I don't know what you're expecting, but when you see him, you're just like, dude, not this. Like, this is so unsettling in a way that's like really cold and calculating and
cerebral.
Yeah, it's very cerebral, and that's exactly what we get in their conversation begins.
What's crazy is we talked about this in a previous episode. I forgot which movie we're talking about. We did so many of them. He's only on camera for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like in this entire movie. And he makes that big of an impression. Every time he's on screen, like you remember when he's on screen.
Yeah.
And it's, to me, it's just like, wow, like he was only in there for 15 minutes. But, he starts to have a conversation with her. And I did find out there's this real shocked moment on her face where she almost looks like taken aback and a little offended.
Yeah.
He made fun of her accent.
And that accent you've tried so desperately to shed, pure West Virginia.
And Jodie Foster, it was ad-libbed, and Jodie Foster was actually like, fuck. Like, is this dude making fun of my, like, is it that bad or whatever? And then later she thanked him because it, she emoted a genuine, like what the fuck reaction, or like,
He said that he was so impressed with her, and the favorite shot of the entire movie for him is this part, like right after he like mentally undresses her, does the accent part when she has that look on her face, that just that taken aback.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of swallows it. He's like, I don't even know how you do that as an actor.
Yeah, where she just like resets, almost like where it's.
Yeah, so immediately he begins to dissect her, right? Like in their conversation, he calls her out for her accent. He calls her out for her clothes. He knows he's obviously incredibly intelligent at like cold reading somebody out in an instant.
Dude, yeah.
With your nice bag and your cheap shoes.
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
He would have been awesome in HR, unlike our current HR.
The BKL or HR is literally pulling their hair out right now. Like,
because they don't exist. We refuse to hire them.
Just about what they say. He literally just goes all in on her from the very first second. And there's this moment in the very beginning when their conversation begins. He's like, I want to see your identification. It's like, what do you even need to see that for? And it's like, but she shows him, right? And he's like, come closer. And she was specifically told, obviously, not to approach the glass. So there's that intense moment. But what he does is he assesses a lot about who she is because he instantly knows she's not real FBI.
And he knows that he appreciates that she's forthcoming because one of the first things he asks her is,
multiple MiGs in the next cell. He hissed at you. What did he say?
He said, I can smell your cunt.
And then she's like, oh yeah, she tells him what he said. And so he even references that later on that like, hey, she's been honest with me.
And that's a good call, Chris, because I think that plays into why he likes her so much. I think that her honesty with him from the beginning, really, it wasn't a game with her. She wasn't there necessarily, or maybe she thought she was in the beginning to try to manipulate or talk him into anything. She was just.
Well, he even says that straight out because when she starts trying to get him to do that questionnaire, he's like,
Oh, no. You were doing fine. You had been courteous and receptive to courtesy. You had established trust with the embarrassing truth about MiGs.
No. You were doing so good. You you were courteous. You accepted courtesy. As she was walking by, he says,
I can smell your cunt.
Right.
And she just blatantly repeats it back to him,
Yeah.
And then he's like, I myself cannot. And then but then he does this, like, he turns his nose up, right?
You use Evian skin cream. And sometimes you wear our lead at home. But not today.
Clue goo on his fingers.
What? He's doing his best Spider-Man impersonation.
He did. He slung some web at her.
He's the old web slinger.
Joking aside, this is fucking disgusting and probably not necessary. Like, you could have done this with any other bodily fluid.
This is so bad, dude.
Hollywood was like, I mean, it happens in our after parties. I don't know why we wouldn't put it in the real movie.
In real life,
this is normal to us.
They're like, oh, that's a wrap.
Yeah. So after Lecter hears this, that what happens, he yells for her to come back.
He calls back to her, yeah.
And that's because like he's basically like, we don't operate like that in here.
Yeah, he has what do they call it? Like the thieves' honor or the honor among thieves. Like he is a terrible, horrible monster, but he still has his own moral code that he lives by, and he felt as if that what happened to her was very, very disrespectful, and so he calls back to her and sort of like to make amends. She's immediately like, well, you just gonna take the survey or not? And he's like, no, but I'll give you something better, what you really want, advancement in the FBI. And she's like, what are you talking about, right? And he says to her, basically, look deep within yourself and seek out an old patient of mine named Miss Moffat. And that's it. He's like, now run. Like, get the hell out of here.
Did you catch what he says, though? He's like, I don't think Miggs can go again this quick,
yeah.
but he is crazy. So,
So
hurry.
hurry. Because in her interview too, you start to get the unveiling that her dad was a cop, and he's starting to dissect that a little bit. So like you start to get these like who she is, because you start getting flashbacks periodically. But so now she has this info and she fucking bounces. But I did want to talk about when she gets outside and you see her like little Pinto that she drove up there, and that basically just puts you like she's not in a great financial spot. She's trying to make something out of her life, and she just breaks down into tears. And she actually learned that from the FBI agent she shadowed. That the agent she shadowed was like, look, you're gonna see some fucked up shit. Sometimes you're just gonna go sit in your car and cry. She's like, you got to get it out. Don't let it build up.
That's what I say. You got to get that poison out.
There's a different type of poison.
That's what Miggs said.
That's what Miggs is doing, dude.
What's it? Knock it off, man.
And he was like,
I'm gonna shoot.
So Lecter called him multiple Miggs, and I thought that meant they had multiple personalities.
Yeah.
Nope, it means he masturbates multiple times a day.
Dude, I've jacked it twice since I've been here.
But to
those
Chris's,
are rookie numbers Biggs is putting up. I'm telling you.
To Chris's point, like I don't think. I mean, I think obviously what happened to her with Miggs was like this horrible, disgusting trauma thing. But I think the camera work showing like her like poor person's car was also a sort of a shout out back to like her being antagonized by Hannibal Lecter himself, because he did take a lot of pleasure in antagonizing her and insulting her. He talked about how poor she was, how she had a poor person's accent, that she came from meager, and it was a lot of that was true. Like a good portion of that was what he nailed. Right. And so being psychologically assaulted like that and then physically assaulted.
Come on, let me go! Stop it!
Was too much for her, and I feel like
down quick, like,
real
hey,
quick.
you may be out of your league here, kid.
Yeah, and she literally has a breakdown.
She needs food. This is fun.
And as this is happening, like right before that, she sees we sort of get a flashback of her past, and we see that she wasn't the son of a coal miner or a poor person necessarily. It was a working class man, and he was actually a police officer. Like her father.
And you
was
see their house. You see it's a modest, kind of small house.
Yeah.
It's just her dad in the flashback, and it's because again, like in the beginning, all she wants is to be in this FBI division.
Yeah.
When they're offering her, maybe we can, get you a spot if you help us out here. And she was like, I understand you want to work here. Yes, I'd like that very much. Like, that's the only time she really emotes seemingly positively. So she wants this so bad. And this is her first day on the job.
Yeah.
This is like that one teacher that came out of college and then got a job at my high school or my middle school when I was in 7th grade, and then after she was in class with me for like 30 minutes, she left crying. So this is basically the same thing. I was just a class clown, and she was just soft.
We had the exact same scenario at my middle school.
Really?
God. Yeah, man,
dude.
Especially if they're like attractive, and you put them in there with a bunch of 13-year-old boys.
Miss Davis? Did you go to the prom with me?
Yeah. I'm just saying. If like I took my personal assault, I took that personally after they were like the teachers came at me, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to marry a teacher and make her miserable for the rest of her life.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you.
I
Take
win.
That.
And I think she felt as if the entire thing was a failure too.
Yeah.
Like she didn't get the survey that she was supposed to get. She got assaulted. I don't think it could have gone any worse for her. And yeah, she did get some stuff from Hannibal Lecter, but it was like weird personal stuff, not what she was sent to do. She was sent there to get him to take the survey for the psychological profile, and she didn't do that. And it's like that was like if you ever had that day where it was like, okay, I had one job. That's all I had, and it couldn't have gone possibly any worse.
So you do find out, so she does have a little bit of, she's got this clue And then, Leaf, if you want to walk us through when Crawford calls her and gives her the news.
Yeah, so it's not even the next day. It's like evidently this happens all in the same day, right? So later on that evening, back at Quantico, she continues her training, Clarice does, with the, all
punching
of her...
bag and shit?
Yeah, dude. Like, and it's just more sort of like female humiliation in a lot of ways. Like, the guys she's holding like one of the bags, and the guy is just like wailing on her, like full force, knowing that she has less strength and stature, and they're just kind of pounding her, making her suffer.
Is this also where it shows where they enter the room in that training sequence with guns and
yes,
and the guy pops out from the corner and it clicks a gun you're dead.
She didn't check. She didn't check behind her.
She didn't check her corners. Yeah, and it didn't clear the room ahead of time.
Yeah, she's having a bad day. And then she's getting worked over on the bag, like continued from what she just went through.
It just sucks. It's raining shit on Clarice, guys. Like it's not going well for her. But Crawford calls her and tells in the conversation they have, we find out the inmate that assaulted her multiple MIGs is dead. And
what?
Evidently, Hannibal was seen whispering to him for multiple hours, and when the next morning came or whenever it was, he had swallowed his tongue.
Which I believe is like from what I understand, I don't know if you guys have ever known, like if somebody passes out, has a seizure or something, and they're laying on their back, sometimes their tongue will go back and block their
air
windpipe.
passages.
Yeah, and so I think that's what this was a reference to. And maybe that he made him cut his tongue out and swallow it. I don't know.
I make that joke a lot. Like if there's like someone with a really like busy pattern on their shirt or something, I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna make me swallow my tongue.
You're gonna make Shadwick be multiple MIGs. But yeah, it's kind of a wink and a nod to her, right? Where it's like, hey, this guy fucking disrespected you. I offed him with my Professor Xavier powers.
Miss Muffet, it's not about what you do. It's not about your deeds. You can't live up to God's rules. He knows that you can't.
And so now he's no longer a problem. And then that kind of seemingly motivates her to look into the clues. She's already looking into it, but it kind of hits home where she's like, okay, so he said,
because in the conversation she's like, she's frozen for a minute. It's such a long moment. I almost started to check the volume on my PC.
Yeah,
like I thought, am I muted now suddenly for whatever reason? Because my PC has a mind of its own. But no, it's just this long pause because she's shocked because she knows why he's dead.
Right.
Like Hannibal Lecter killed him because he disrespected her, and he's starting to have an affinity for her for whatever reason.
It's not how they fucking do business, man.
It's
not.
Just
let them know.
I mean, honestly, for as much masculine disrespect as she takes in this film, I think she might be a little bit excited. I'm just gonna say that, out loud, dude. Like this dude.
How would you not? Like that dude just threw a wad on you and then he gets fucking off. You're probably like, yeah, fuck that dude. Like,
you wanted him to die. Like, you did want him to. She wanted him to die, and now he's dead. It's like there's this like relief and joy, but she can't say it. Like Crawford's talking. Like her boss is literally like, she
doesn't even smile. Like she's shocked.
She's so shocked.
That's great.
But she's elated though. She is. She's a human being.
And
she's so happy.
I'll talk about this towards the end of the movie, but this movie also is a very good illustration of what shitty human beings we are. And I'll get into that a little bit later on. But so now she's starting to decode this message.
Yeah.
And so she finds out like, oh, hey, like this is your self-storage. Looks up was it Moffat was the name?
Yeah, Miss Moffat. She starts to decode like the puzzle because Hannibal Lecter speaks in codes. Like he values his intelligence, and so
it's all a game to him, right?
It is. It's because he has nothing to do. He's literally in prison.
He even
forever.
says it earlier, where it's like there's no TV there, so basically like
memory, Agent Starling, is what I have instead of a view.
He's like photographic memory type situation because it's all he's got, right? He's got to keep himself entertained because he's hyper intelligent. So she goes into the storage unit. We'll kind of breeze through this because there's not a lot. I do like the storage owner of this. Seems like a really nice guy. Drink a beer with him.
Yeah, it's an intense moment in here. where like you're worried that like something may happen to her. Is she gonna get killed? She cuts her leg on trying to crawl into the unit. The door doesn't come all the way up in the storage unit. She eventually ends up finding a hearse though, and she searches it. And upon the search, she finds a disembodied human head.
Like a formaldehyde jar.
Jar. Yeah, with a preserved human head inside. And so she basically rushes back to talk to Hannibal Lecter. Like, this next scene is her running back. The FBI takes care of the head, obviously, but she runs back and she's like assuming that he led her to like another one of his murders, and because it was one of his ex-patients, again, something she decoded. And Hannibal Lecter basically denies involvement. He's like, I didn't kill this one. He's like, I found the head and I brought it to, this storage facility for safekeeping. And she's like, what the hell's going on? And he claims that the victim was actually among the first killed by a serial killer named Buffalo Bill, which has been hinted throughout the film.
So the head in the jar was actually a mold from one of the producers of the movie, Ed Saxon.
You're kidding.
It's pretty good fucking detail because they get way up close and you can see the mustache hairs.
Yeah,
because they make sure they're prominent because you want to make sure that they know that basically because they touch on it, it's a transvestite.
And there's makeup, on them. So it's like, it's clearly a man, but it's like, the
makeup. And
makeup is all over. So
this is where we get one of my favorite lines, man, because he's enthralled. He's heard of Buffalo Bill. He wants to know why he's called Buffalo Bill, and then, there's a crude inside joke or whatever, and they start going back and forth. And this is where he first talks about, I believe it's called the Squid Pro Row.
Yes, Squid Pro Row.
Excuse me, Quid Pro. Oh, God damn it! I've done it so many times I can't do it anymore.
Just cut the clip, dude.
Is it quid pro row? Is that it? Yes.
It's quid pro quo.
That's it. Quid pro quo.
It's squid pro yo.
Dude, I can't. Austin Powers.
You've memed yourself into retardation.
Gonna have me some fun.
Have some fun.
Have some fun. So he now his payment is going to be, he wants to know more about her.
Yes.
So I give you something, you give me something.
Yeah. I got the clap too.
A nice little trade-off.
And he does mention that like he's tired of the facilities that he's in. He kind of a wink and a nod. He's like, I hate it here. Like I basically being tortured by the person who runs the asylum, Dr. Chilton, right? Yeah. And he's like, I want out of here, dude. Like the guy's playing like a gospel program. That when she's there, there's a TV playing like a Jimmy Swaggart style.
Instead of letting our faith be dictated to by our heart and what God said. There it is again, so strong.
Like and
I have seen.
So that preacher was actually had like a sermon that he was saying, and it was pointing out about child abuse, which was supposed to have been a big part of this movie,
but it's muted in the
right. And the director said that was the one thing in this movie that he wished that they had done differently, because he wanted to push that point about child abuse and how that leads to these like serial killers.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, that would have been sick. But he just Hannibal Lecter basically just mentions that when she leaves, that Chilton's going to turn the volume back up, and it's just going to be blaring where he can't turn it off. So he's being tortured, and he just wants.
Chilton does love his petty little torments.
He does. Yeah, exactly.
He does a cool thing here too. He gives her the proposition of the
quid pro quo, Mr. Powers.
And
it's starting to affect me. I'm starting to forget.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah,
there it is.
And after he makes that proposition, he turns away from her, and he said that he did that because he went to a casting audition one time, and whoever it was he was talking with turned around, and he said that he felt like so dismissed by that and so like disrespected.
Yeah.
He just got up and walked out. He's like, with the guy turning back around, and I was gone.
Dude, but for guys like that are like, I mean, Sir Anthony Hopkins, obviously top tier actor.
Yes.
That's how they get there. Is like personal experience, and they grab that raw emotion, and then they find out how to replicate it somehow. Like pull from that, and that's again a good point. Like so, he turns around. It's dismissive, right?
It is. Yeah, it is. And so the squid pro yo is that Hannibal Lecter will help her find one of the most famous killers right now, because this is the newest sort of serial killer in the FBI's most wanted list right now. Buffalo Bill. He'll help her find him. And in return, you will receive information about her, and maybe he could be transferred to a little nicer facility. You know?
Yeah, he just wants a little something a little better than, look. There's a vacancy down there. He was really close with multiple MIGs, so maybe something that doesn't remind him of web slinging. So you do get to the next scene. Where it cuts to Memphis, and I fucking love this Tom Petty song, which I can't wait, guys, till we cover it. I know it's not a big one on your radar. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
But every single time I hear American Girl, like that's what I think of is that movie.
American Girl.
And it's playing, and she's all that is the South.
I used to love Tom Petty, dude. Man.
Dude, she's singing the song, singing about Tom Petty and American Girl.
You talking about the Elephant Man?
Yeah, yeah. And so you get this shot where somebody's looking at her through night vision goggles, and much like Step Brothers, they're hardly noticeable.
They're barely noticeable. Yeah, exactly.
Giant
dude.
fucking contraption on your face.
Yeah, this giant.
So you see her, she stops, and this is smart because again, this is something they pulled from Bundy. What Ted Bundy used to do, he would act like he's injured or hurt,
handicapped,
and he needed help either getting in the car,
he
putting something up. Yes, and so he couldn't quite get something where he needed to get it because I think Ted Bundy, I believe he was the one that removed the passenger seat in his car. Actually, I think that's in Gatlinburg. You can go see it because we're fucked up people.
What the hell? I love Tennessee, man.
It's in a serial killer museum or some shit. Anyway, might as well make money off of him. Fuck him.
Hell.
He's acting like he can't get this couch in the back of this van.
It's like,
right?
He has like a big love seat.
Because he's got a big cast on his arm,
right?
So he's like trying to pick it up and keeps dropping it.
She
foolishly, ladies,
handicapped it. He's a little handicapped at the time.
Ladies, you've all listened to. I know, especially white women. You girls are just addicted to serial killer podcasts.
Why? Yeah.
Why? I don't know why. Don't help anybody.
I think that says something about them, but
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, but she does, dude. She goes to help him. She feels sorry for him. She keeps dropping it, and he clearly has this big cast on his arm. And so he's like, he begs her to get in the van because it's a better angle, right?
Yeah, to push it all the way. He wants to push it all the way to the front.
Yeah,
That's good. Get in the truck, and I want to push it all the way up.
He gets it in. She's sort of trapped between the couch and him, and he just ground and pounds her like UFC style.
Well, before he does, we have to shout out our good friend Brian Ballard because the Brian Ballard line where she says, "Wait, are you about a size 14?" What?
He's like, "What?"
Yeah,
and then again, it's off screen.
It's off screen. You just hear what happens, and then you see him cut the dress. And he's like, he's feeling the skin, and you're like, shit. So
he's checking her skin.
You know what's really like unsettling about that though? Like she's still awake.
Yeah,
he beats her semi-conscious because you're right. She's not. He hits her until she's incapacitated, but she's not unconscious. So yeah, you hear her moaning and
I just assumed that he's already like laid down the law to her, like. if you move, I'm going to kill you.
Right.
So,
but he cuts.
like he's feeling her skin, and you hear her like whimpering.
Right. It's fucking it's a disturbing scene, and despite our good friend Brian's, you're about size 14. Oh wait.
I've realized our friends and the parodies of this have ruined this. Like I'm not gonna lie, I laughed the entire time I watched this just because
I can still get lost in it, but when I get too lost in it, I can be brought back out by a nice Brian impression.
Our friends, we've all made fun of this movie. We've done parodies of it, especially the dick tucking scene, which we won't mention on podcast. Oh, I just did.
So you find, you're like, oh damn, like this girl's caught, she's not gonna be able to feed her cat either, which is kind of flashback to Batman 92. But you find out that one of Buffalo Bill's Buffalo Bill's victims is now discovered in the riverbed, and Clarice is flying out. I guess they're gonna go examine this body. And this entire scene is wonderfully shot. One, again, there's the undertones of her being disrespected as a woman.
Yeah.
They say, he's like, he doesn't want to talk about what happened to the girl in front of, he kind of nods to her that she's a woman there.
Yeah.
And it gets the other cops and stuff out of there. And then
later, he tries to justify it, but at this moment, he's 100% like.
And so but she walks and she sees like the funeral, the casket, the viewing or whatever, and then it cuts. And then it's her viewing her father's body, and you're like,
she has another flashback. So
her and you find out later, but you assume her dad probably died in the line of duty because he was still young, and it's younger, and so you're like, Jesus, she's just got this.
At this point, we know that. We know how he got killed because during the quid pro quo,
the squid pro row.
She tells him that her dad was sheriff, and he came upon a couple of burglars one night, and they shot him. Mm-hmm. He held on for some amount of time, and then finally died from his wounds.
I thought he killed himself. Like I thought he did, because obviously he was a police officer. I thought something really, like, being this movie as messed up as it is at this point in time. Right. I'm like, dude, he saw something and he couldn't handle it. He started drinking and he offed himself. That's honestly
real fucking deep.
I went all in.
That would have actually really worked. Like, what if something that a serial killer had done had like pushed him over the edge?
Yes, because at this point in time, you don't know where her mom is. You never see her mother. Right. And this is why, literally while dudes were making out with chicks behind me, I was at this party and I was staring at this screen dude, what happened to her mom? Where's her family? She doesn't have anybody. Where this is her dad. Now he's dead. You don't know what is happening. And Shabbook's like, oh, wait.
It was my dick about a size 14.
You're like, Shadow, can you keep it down? And I'm like, what?
She's like, wrong hole, fool.
But did he make you perform fellatio?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
also, by the way, Hello, Clarice is not in this movie at all.
Nope.
I don't even know if it's in the sequel.
No, it's just everyone else just made that shit up, dude. This is a
Mandela effect.
Go check out our Patreon episode that'll be out in about a few weeks of the Mandela effect. We'll talk all about it. But anyway.
So he does. There is this scene where they find a victim from Buffalo Bill, and Clarice flies out to meet Crawford, basically her boss, and they do an autopsy on the body, trying to get in.
And dude, I don't know what it is that they put under their nose, but it just sets you up for what you're about to see.
Yeah.
The shit that just basically hides the smell.
Yeah, and for a horror movie, it's really tastefully done, man. My wife and I we like horror movies. We don't like gore. We do not like gruesome, and I think that's a lot of people. We don't like, movies like Saw and things like that typically are not up our alley, where it's really gruesome. And this movie, they show you just enough, right? They show you, it does get a little more graphic, but it's not blatant. It kind of teases it a little bit.
So I'll go in on this a little bit.
Yeah.
The special effects guys, they said because all his victims are larger women, that they would have body fat, right?
Yeah.
So when he removes the skin, there would be those like fat deposits on them. So they use some type of like a pasta and then put like
how do you fucking think of this?
Like because one of the guys was Italian, and that's the
funny
truth,
shit.
man.
I mean, yeah, it's the truth. Like, so they have this autopsy scene where she finds, I believe, like, you know, they're looking in her mouth, and is she face down first or on her back first?
She's faced up first, right?
Right.
And
so then they find that there's something in her throat. So they pull out this, which you don't understand what it is. You're like, what the fuck is this?
It looks
like
this big
cocoon.
glob.
Yeah.
And how about when they pull it out, her breath escapes with it?
Yeah,
I know. Like it's
blocking
gross. It's a gross touch and very
scene's
accurate.
nasty, man.
And then they flip her over on her back, and that's when you get like the gruesome, like he's cutting these sections out basically like a fucking leather person, like the right cut to make the fucking boots with or whatever, like is on her back. And it's disgusting. To your point, there's the fat deposit. There's a lot of detail
pasta
here.
fazool, evidently.
He's like, next time we put the gabagool.
I didn't know that, Chadwick. It's so gross, dude.
Thanks, Chadwick.
Thanks
for the gagooge. So, she's going to take this moth. We find out it's a moth, but she's going to take this cocoon glob, whatever. She puts it in a solution. She's going to take it to get analyzed. And Leaf, I believe you have this one appropriately named Two Virgins and a Moth.
I don't name them all, dude, but I had to change this one. This scene I call Two Virgins and a Moth. Clarice takes the chrysalis to two virgin guys who are playing bug chess with live beetles. Come on.
Dude,
sold. Please, right? Like, obviously...
Is this Big Bang Theory?
Scissors cuts paper, paper covers rock. Rock crushes lizard, lizard poisons Spock. Spock smashes scissors, scissors decapitates lizard. Lizard eats paper, paper disproves Spock. Spock vaporizes rock, and as it always has, rock crushes scissors.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, dude. It's a grosser Big Bang Theory.
Penny?
Do it. Please. We find obviously they are doctors, they're entomologists, like bug dudes, and they attribute the chrysalis to being a death head's moth, and which is primarily raised in Asia, not native to the area where the victim was found. Cut to the first shot we see of Buffalo Bill's lair. Mm-hmm. Where we see the moth enclosure, right? And this is a great scene, and Shepard can talk about this more if he would like, but the camera like centers on the moth enclosure, and then we just get this sweeping shot, and it's so freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're in his lair, and it's like the camera sort of snakes around, and we see Buffalo Bill butt naked singing contently, like on a sewing machine. Like sewing something. We see a couple of mannequins with female clothing, like obviously draped from head to toe, and of course a woman calling out for what appears to be her life, begging for mercy.
You hear begging.
Yeah, at the bottom of a dry well as a little poodle looks down on her.
And that poodle looks back up at the camera and says, "Hey, wasn't Artie your agent?" Which leads us over to a nice segue to check out Be Kind Let's Rewind's Patreon. If you guys haven't heard about it yet, we're just bad at segues. Go check out our Patreon, man. We're starting to put out one bonus episode every month, like an actual episode. We've got all of our outtakes, which we actually got a couple comments over the last couple of months being like, damn, that's funny as shit, guys. Like stuff that didn't make the episode. Sometimes we get giggle fits, whatever.
Yeah, YouTube.
Chadwick
YouTube and Spotify hate us. So all the stuff that can't make that they don't like goes on our Patreon. So
Chadwick has his doodles he throws on there quite a bit. I got my wrestling podcast that we throw on there. Me and Nish. Actually, me and our homeboy Phil just recorded one Me and Phil are gonna start doing the retro stuff. So Phil's funny as shit, aka the judge. Here come the judge.
Here come the judge. Bro, let me in on one of those episodes. I want to know the retro wrestling stuff, bro.
I got you, man.
That's my jam.
We'll get you on one coming up, man. So Leaf's got video game stuff. Shadwick, when the mood strikes. I don't know how the mood's striking him now, but he does some paranormal stuff on there. He's got some crazy haunted stories from back in the day and today. So anyway, all this stuff, you can get a free trial on there, and our top tier only like $4.99, guys. So it's nothing. $5 a month. You could just to help support us, and that just helps us grow this freaking podcast and make more content. So just help us help you.
Let me give a shout out to
me help you.
Yeah.
Help me help you.
Let me give a shout out to all of our current Patreon supporters. Like, dude,
Absolutely.
all of y'all we really appreciate each and every one of y'all. Like,
It's cool, dude. I'm telling you, when we get like one that goes up to the top tier, it fucking makes our day, man. It makes our rounds. We're like, we'll send you a personal message. We just really appreciate it, man, because we know we're having fun doing this, man. It just lets us know that like you guys are enjoying what we're doing and helps us to make more. So
Jan. Thank you, Jan.
We're into February now. We're hoping that we can make enough by the end of the year to get Leaf a computer that works.
Yeah. Right, dude.
Please God, Mac, Apple, sponsor our podcast.
All right, guys.
So, all right, man. So now we find out the real stakes, almost like the real world. The Buffalo Bill thing has been like, we're trying to catch him or whatever. But it turns out, Leaf, who is he kidnapped this time?
It's very, very unfortunate, dude. On a television news report in the film, we find out, or Clarice finds out, who is us, that the most recent girl kidnapped by Buffalo Bill is actually Catherine Martin, played by actress Brooke Smith, a senator's daughter.
Damn. Yeah.
So
Buffalo Bob should have been like, oh, wait.
The senator gives an impassioned...
Buffalo Bob, you say?
Yeah, see, I told you I was going to do it at least
there
once.
There it is. I didn't even notice it, dude. Fuck, man. Thank you, Shadwick. I was just like, Buffalo Bob.
Buffalo Bob. Yeah, so
Dude.
Buffalo Bill fucked up. He snagged a fucking senator's daughter. And
It's and the senator gives this pathetically like sad impassioned plea to the serial killer.
I'm so sorry.
Like on television, like live, to show mercy to her daughter. It's really, it's awful, man.
Well, it's not pathetic.
Well, smart.
She's being smart because she keeps using her name so that that maybe he will see her as a person and
not an object. Yeah,
yes, exactly. But like when you're watching it in the moment, it's just like it's real sad because I have literally seen like the parents of missing children make an impassioned plea that's similar, and it's just so depressing and sad. And you're right, because right after that,
you're like, I'm not giving them back. Your tears mean nothing to me.
Yeah, that's how Leaf met your mother. That's Leaf's How I Met Your Mother story.
Yes, Rachel and I are putting moths in our victims' mouths right now, as a matter of fact.
When does your voice turn back into Bob Saget?
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke. I see.
And of course, this intensifies the pressure on the FBI because now this case has become
because now it's somebody they give a shit about.
Yeah, yes, thank you. It's just some random white bitch who gives a shit, but now, dude, it's a senator's daughter.
Yeah. Okay,
now
no, we got to find her now.
It's front page news because thank you, media. You're not totally corrupt and wicked. We really appreciate you. Even in 1991, ladies and gentlemen, it's nothing new.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Nothing
new.
You
know, nothing's changed.
And so, being the political emergency that it is, and having established a repertoire, Clarice is sent to offer Hannibal a sweetheart deal, dude. Epstein didn't get this good of a deal. She's offering him a transfer to another facility and even giving him like a 1-week vacation outside of the facility, of course, under heavy supervision, which he just is completely uninterested in. You see his face, he's like leaning back and he like reads like, he's just like, whatever, man. Anyway.
I mean, it's a little early, but do you think like multiple MIGs was, I don't know, visited by
Jesus Bowl.
All right, sorry.
It's good. That's a good
It's a Patreon layup. Boom.
oh, wait.
Yeah.
However, for some reason, like he doesn't seem to really care about, the offer as much as he cares about Clarice's private life. He's just sort of like obsessed with like her backstory and what's going on like in her private life.
Quid pro quo, man. He's got it. Right, so he's starting to get a little more details from her because he's trying to, I mean, this is a game to him, right? He's dissecting and finding out because he was, psychiatrist before that, right?
He was. And so this sort of, I feel like this hits a bunch of nerves for him psychologically. Like he gets to be a psychiatrist. He gets to delve into, and I feel like, okay, so when you learn about psychology, I took some courses in high school. I was drunk or high. I don't remember. But like the majority of what you learn is, and especially I think we're all sort of fascinated by this, you really get to learn a person on a deeper personal level. It's not just the fact you get to learn about somebody, like you get to learn about somebody's deepest fears.
Right?
Their hopes, their dreams. They tell you everything.
It's a movie to him. It's entertainment, right? So he's getting deep into what makes her who she is, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then this is when you find out like her mom died young, her father gets killed in the invasion gone wrong.
Right. Because
in
the quid pro quo, he asks her about her personal life, and he will in turn tell her about Buffalo Bill the Killer. And so she learns more, gets closer to capturing this psychopath, and maybe even rescuing the daughter of the senator. Right? Like and time is of the essence. So it's like they had this long back and forth. And you're right. You find out she was orphaned very early on. Her mom died when she was young, and the father passed away in a burglary gone wrong. Like he was shot and killed. And so she had no choice but to move in with an uncle who owned like a lamb farm,
right. And he says a farm, and he's like, was it cattle or whatever? And it's basically like lambs and horses. And this is, it's where the movie gets its name, and it's such a small, like you can.
But she doesn't tell that part of it here, though.
Not yet.
No. But I mean, just like for the movie getting it, that's what I thought was like kind of genius.
It is.
Is like the movie title helps hit this home for you after the fact.
Yeah. You start to understand. It's like, okay, the farm was for sheeps and lambs, and it's just like, okay, well, what happened with the sheeps and lambs? And she's playing it close to the chest. She doesn't want to let him in, obviously. She still has cards to play. She doesn't want.
They keep back and forthing, right? So she gave him a little bit. Now he's got to give her something back.
He does. And what he tells her is Buffalo Bill's psychological profile. Pretty much Buffalo Bill thinks he has gender dysphoria, right? And because of the severe abuse in his past as a young child, which, like you said, Shadwick or Chris, I can't remember which one of y'all said it, talked about the abuse.
Was it something smart?
It was really smart. So
it was probably Chris.
It was that moment that the evangelist was talking, right?
Yeah.
Like that they cut out of the film. You find out that like a lot of this child abuse led to Buffalo Bill's sort of psychological profile. Right. He believes he is sort of a transsexual, but like as Clarice states, most transsexuals are nonviolent. Like that doesn't explain the violence. Like that's not the cause. And Hannibal Lecter's like, you're exactly right, and you're actually so close because something happened in his past where
it's just a game. Like he's like,
it is
hot. You're getting hot. You're getting hot.
Is it a game, or is he trying to make her better?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, honestly, like, right? Like, he's advancing. The more she cracks, because he won't talk to anybody else,
Like
the more he gives her, the more her career advances.
Yeah, he's giving her, like, breadcrumbs. He's not giving her the answer.
Chadwick
like,
just blew my mind. Wait a minute. Am I drunk, or did Hannibal Lecter train her better for her job, dude?
Yes.
No way, bro. Like, he actually what?
Yeah.
He actually is helping her, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
he has an affinity for her, like, for whatever it is from her, like, from when he met her, and it's not like a weird sexual thing. This is like literally he's trying to make her think this way, think outside the box, like, go towards this. And so
and she's still not getting it. She's pretty dense.
no, she can't fight against her better female instincts. And so during the conversation, we suddenly discover a jealous Dr. Chilton is listening in on their conversation. He's got the bug. He's listening to what they're saying, but the conversation between Hannibal Lecter and Clarice, and he sees an opportunity to take credit for Buffalo Bill's capture by brokering a deal between Hannibal Lecter and Senator Ruth Martin. Obviously, we find
out that the offer she was giving Hannibal was bogus.
It was fake.
Did you have a trainee make some sort of phony offer to Lecter in the senator's name? Yeah, I rolled the dice. I had to.
Hannibal Lecter's like, dude, the only way that I'll give the rest of this info is I need to go to, was it Nashville or whatever, to Memphis to meet the senator.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. I'll sue you, Mr. Lawler. So he goes to Memphis, Tennessee, and this is where you get the iconic, rolled out with that crazy ass mask.
Yeah, he's strapped.
And they did like so many different versions trying to come up with that mask, because like he has one on like the wire mask where like his nose is pressed down when Chilton's talking to him in the cell.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's when Chilton lays down his golden pen, by the way.
Yes.
But then when they roll him out, they had gone through like so many different masks, and the one that they settled on was like fiberglass, and it was supposed to go back for paint. But when they saw it, like they did a test run with it, or whatever,
the flesh colored.
They're like, it almost looks like skin,
right?
So they just left it unfinished.
And it's
so
again
good.
iconic as shit. He has he's going to broker his own deal with Senator Ruth Martin, and he has this back and forth, and he always has to get one up on him, and he always has like a little quip or a little, letting people know like, I'm smarter than you.
I'm in control.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're like, you know what, like, get him, they agree. And then after he finally gives them an address or whatever where he's at, where you see
an address, and they give him like Hannibal Lecter proceeds to give him the name. So like
the name and the description.
Like, right. And a side note, like the Hannibal Lecter in that cage is what they do to me every time I get onto a plane. And I've been waiting for this movie since BKLR started so I can tell this story. So you guys are going to sit here and let me do it. They put me in a freaking Hannibal Lecter chair because I'm handicapped, by the way. I can't stand or walk, even though they ask me that every freaking time. They put me in this chair and they strap me, like my arms, my legs. I got a crossover, dude. The only thing that's missing is the mask.
Dude, if I was you, I would buy one and take it with me every time I fly.
Bro, I've sworn I will do that. If we get enough Patreon subscribers, I will.
Dude,
I will
next trip we take, we'll go to like some big city for our riders retreat, and then Leaf will just have the mask on.
I will put the mask on, and Chris or Shadwick will take the picture where they strap me into the wheelchair aisle seat, right? Where they wheel me through the thing, and I'll be wearing it.
And everybody's like, ooh.
It puts the mask on its face, or else it gets a hose again.
Exactly,
dude. So,
dude, every time, man, I think about this movie. Every time me and you have flown many a times in our life. Shadwick got to witness it last time in Tampa.
Yeah,
and dude, it's a sight to behold. So thanks, airports, for making Leaf feel like Hannibal
Lecter from Silence of the Lambs every time you put me on the plane. Thank you. But
also, if I was you, every time I do that, I would start telling them you could smell their.
The next, so he's got his deal to give the description a name, and this is where they move him now to this holding cell. Is this in Tennessee? I guess
I actually had to look this up. This is in Tennessee. It is actually a Tennessee courthouse.
Okay.
Where it's a temporary holding cell for him before they move him to his maximum security somewhere.
That's what it is in the
Tennessee.
movie, right?
Yes.
It was actually like a soldier's museum.
Really?
I can't remember where it is, but
Oh,
yeah.
you know what? I noticed some Civil War memorabilia like around there, like
that makes sense.
pictures
Okay.
and photographs, dude.
And so,
Okay.
like, you do get introduced to you see his cell, you know, and you get introduced to Sergeant James Pembry, played by Alex Coleman.
Yes.
And you get introduced to the other person, which is Lieutenant William Boyle, played by Charles Napier, which, ladies and gentlemen, leads me over to shit stuck in my head this week.
Oh, no.
And after a hot first day, there's only one way to do it. Okie.
What? What's Okie?
Tell him about it, Dick.
He's talking about karaoke, you fucking queers!
Thank you. I was playing that game of I know that dude, but I don't want to look it up. I want to see if I can remember where I know him from, and that was it.
Dude, tell him about it, Dick. You know what I mean? So, you guys just ended the leaf with a clip out of left field from The Goods. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out The Goods.
Ooh, when did that one come out? We got to cover that one.
It was like 2011. Well, it'll be a minute, man. But so I had to get
diamond showers. I like those.
I had to get Charles Napier in here with that one. Of course, he was in Austin Powers. He's been in so much shit, but like that one is the one that's who the hell wants to climb a rock? Like,
I bet he was on Murder, She Wrote.
Probably. I told you I was gonna fucking end you.
I didn't realize that was it.
Yeah, dude. I heard it and I was like, that's him, and then I found it. So you have the stage set with him in this cell. You have the two guards.
Yes.
And Clarice has, her last meeting with him.
She has her final interview. She goes to visit the now famous Hannibal Lecter because he's in the news. Everybody's like, "Oh man, he could end up saving." The news is just freaking corrupt as hell, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is my favorite scene.
Okay.
Okay.
And it has a lot to do with how it's shot because Chris talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
With the it's almost like a point of view where like people are looking into the camera. They do that like to the 10th power here because it starts off with a camera on either side of the bars from the cage, right?
Yeah.
So you see her face and you can see the bars like kind of framing her a little bit. But as she's talking, it's like zooming in. And so it gets to the point to where her full face is taking up the frame of the screen.
Yeah.
But with him, it's even closer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's almost like he's hypnotizing the audience.
Yeah, man.
I mean, he has that kind of like he's looking down, like looking up at her.
Yeah.
And dude, it's so eerie. And they said that the camera focus was so tight on that they had to like stay within an inch. If they moved within an inch, they would go out of focus.
Holy shit! Yeah, it's
Well,
up in your face.
I agree with you, Shadwick. Like I actually I paused it because my wife kept looking at me as I was doing the synopsis when I was doing this, and she was like, I said, "Do you notice something about this?" Because I paused it, and I said, "You know how he's tilting his head forward and looking up?" I was like, "That's what predators do."
Yeah.
I was like, his head, Hannibal Lecter's head is tilted forward. He's almost looking out the top of his eyes. And you have this weird, creepy moment, despite the fact that it zooms in on him, which you're 100% correct. Can you imagine seeing that on the big screen, by the way? Which obviously I never did. It's just Anthony Hopkins
the entire
it's
screen
cropped
staring,
in. You can't even
looking
see
into
his
your
chin,
soul.
looking, staring at you. That had to be an experience that all three of us didn't get like a chance to experience. But what a scene!
Yeah. I just thought about this, Chris. Do you remember Custom Auto told Tyson to always keep his chin down and be looking up like that?
Looking up like that. It's because you're about to pounce, right?
It is.
That's what it is. Like
It's
so,
psychologically,
go watch a tiger. Like
Yes.
watch a tiger go tackle the gazelle.
Yeah, a predator.
Got a 4-year-old virgin episode.
Will tilt their head down, and that's that. Like if you do that to somebody, you can even feel it. Like if you tilt your head down and look at somebody out of the top of your eyes, like it just feels menacing. Like know someone is about to do you harm, and the whole scene, he's like Hannibal Lecter's like that, and he basically
she got one over on him, right?
She did. Yeah, he was like,
so
you tricked me.
Yeah, no more vacations to sell.
Yeah, and exactly. And so they have this back and forth where you find out the name that he gave them wasn't the real name, but again, he always speaks in codes, right? So they took it literal. Yeah, they took it literal. And she figured it out.
Because she knows him. She's established this repertoire with him, and he goats out of her that moment.
Yep.
Her greatest fear. And
which is where we get the title of the
movie from. God bless. There's definitely no chance anyone matched Jodie Foster's performance here.
No,
as she describes she won a Best, obviously, Academy Award for the Best Actress here.
Well deserved, yeah.
So she had previously told him that she only stayed on that ranch for a couple months.
Right.
And he asked her why.
I ran away.
Hi, Clarice.
He's very sophisticated and articulate, but he's very blunt too on some of the stuff he says.
Yeah.
So basically, he was asking was it that uncle mistreating you?
Right, exactly.
And I think
he was very
a great
decent.
man. Yeah.
The thing about that is, though, I think that he isn't lewd and crude and blunt. I think he did that as a psychological tactic, because anytime she was disrespected, he sort of rushed to her aid. I felt like he abandoned his rules to purposely intimidate her, to purposely manipulate her psychologically. I think he was crude as a tactic, not because he himself wants to be openly crude. I think he's trying to manipulate her in every single scene, or at least that's how I feel about it.
It's a game to him, right?
Yes.
It's a battle of the wits.
So you think that particular language was just to put her on her heels?
Yes, I think that he 100% wouldn't have done that if it wasn't. Because being crass to her. So this is the final time I'm going to say this, because he understood the fact that she's a woman. He knew what she was going through in the bureau. He called it out from the very beginning, and here at the end, in their last interview, in their last face-to-face interaction, he's like, in the beginning, we didn't mention this, but he's like, hey, your boy Jack, I bet he wants to have sex with you. I bet he fantasizes and thinks about it. He talks lewd when he's trying to goat a reaction from her, and he's hitting on her insecurity that I'm only in this position because I'm a woman. I'm only in this position because men want to have sex with me, because I'm a desirable object, because I'm weak and fragile, and men want to protect me. So he is hitting at her deepest insecurities at all times, and also her background, right? She's poor. Even in this scene, he's like, look up from your $2 shoes, or whatever it was he said.
One generation from poor white trash.
Yes!
Right, exactly.
It's so freaking good. I love it, because he just attacks her, and I feel like even those moments when he's lewd, it's not really him. He's just sort of he's trying to do his best to stick at her.
But she pull her out. She never gives him the reaction he wants, though, right?
Never.
She keeps stone-faced the entire time.
Loves it. He absolutely loves that fact, because you're right. He does. She doesn't break. She maintains, but in this moment of vulnerability, she does tell him the final story.
You still wake up sometimes, don't you? You wake up in the dark and hear the screaming of the lamb.
Yeah, and so she tells him the story about the lambs, and she hears these lambs screaming and crying, and they were slaughtering them.
Yeah, and her uncle had a lamb farm, and it was time for them to die, and it was traumatic for her.
She grabbed one to run, and she always can hear the screaming of these lambs,
as they're dying.
Right.
And it's shattering.
You know what? I don't know how closely related lambs and goats are as far as the kingdom, whatever. But our neighbor has some goats, and I was laying in bed one night, not knowing that she had purchased these goats, and I heard this terrible fucking woman screaming, and I was like, "What? Holy shit! What is that?" And I went out on the back deck, and she had these baby goats, and
just crying.
It really did sound like a woman screaming.
Yeah, it's I mean, and these sheep are begging for their lives, basically.
Lambs are notoriously stupid. They really are. They're very, very dumb creatures that need to be taken care of.
She said that she went down there and opened the gate to try to get them all to leave. Yeah, and they wouldn't. So she took one and tried to run with it.
Yeah,
and it was too heavy.
Yeah, and
she only got what did she say, a half mile down the road or something?
Not far with it, and then she was picked up by the police.
She runs away, right?
No. In the movie, catch up with her half mile down the road and slits her throat.
It was a good one.
But she's told this story. This is her what haunts her and makes her probably as reserved and as she is, right? Is this traumatic event? This compounded with her father's death, and everything in life is awful.
It's just she has this tragic backstory, and Hannibal Lecter is in love with it because he knows it's true. He knows this story is real. This is an insight to her as a human being, and he's absolutely enraptured.
Yeah. And do you still hear the lambs?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and she does.
Yeah, and then he's like, and you think that if you can save Catherine, then maybe it will silence the lambs for you.
Right. And I'm like, oh shit, that's the name of the movie.
And he has gotten to the core of who she is and what drives her, and it's this satisfying, almost orgasmic moment for him where he's just like, I get you.
He's like, you know what? I kind of get Miggs now.
Yeah. Man, he wasn't such a bad guy. I should have made him swallow his tongue, dude. Yeah. So that during this incredible moment, suddenly Dr. Chilton and the authorities come in to escort Clarice away before Hannibal can actually give her the squid pro quo name, right?
Squid pro row.
She gave him this story, and he is about to tell her the truth of who this Buffalo Bill serial killer is, and they come to escort him away. And he won't say the name in front of Dr. Chilton. He hates Dr. Chilton. Yeah. And he already gave him a name, which we know isn't real. Even Clarice is like, dude, your anagrams are showing. I know what you told the FBI is not real. Tell me the truth. And she's desperately trying to get that out of him, but she's escorted away before she can find the truth of it. And as she's leaving,
she runs back because he says,
Clarice,
your case file.
And so
she breaks loose from the cops and runs back to get the file from him, and there's that little bit
touch.
Of his finger, but it's very intimate.
It's so nasty, dude. It's
so nasty.
Yes. It's disgusting because I'm telling you, I feel like he's in love with her at this point in time.
Yeah.
To a certain whatever ability he has to be in love with anybody, again, he's a sociopath. So what does that even mean? I don't even know. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or trained.
We're barely podcasters.
We're barely podcasters, dude. I'm fucking done with you guys.
So you do get that Shadow's right. That's like an intimate moment because it's in the middle of chaos. That intimate moment breaks up the chaos of her being pulled away, grabbing for the file. He touches her, and then she gets pulled away, and then it's apparently fucking game time.
It's game time.
Apparently, there's not going to be any fucking karaoke for Mr. Boyle after this.
There is no action in this film except for this point and then the very end of the film. You're waiting the entire time. It is 100% cerebral. This guy's in your head, like he's twisting your brain. There's no action.
But they had to have this scene because they've talked it up the entire movie.
Right.
They talked about like how violent he is, like how he attacked that nurse, how he eats his victims. He even talked about the census taker, about eating his liver with the fava beans.
And he's nearly escaped once or twice already, and that's why they have those crazy rules for him, right? But they abandon those rules in this moment, and it costs them everything.
Right. And so they handcuff him. He has to assume the position. They're going to serve him his dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And
Shabak actually mentioned it.
Right. Because he, what's the guy's name that dropped he left
Dr.
his
Chilton.
Chilton left his pen in there.
Yep.
And then you see him when he's trying to sign over custody. He didn't have his pen. He had to use somebody else's pen. So you see a piece of that pen comes out of his mouth. He has it in his hand as he gets the clip as he gets handcuffed. He's able to pick the lock. And
what's Napier's character's name?
Boyle, William Boyle.
Lieutenant
honestly,
Boyle.
I kind of felt bad for them because they were actually treating him nice.
Yeah.
Like you be good to us, we'll be good to you.
It's Tennessee, man.
When Boyle brings in his tray of food, he has his drawings laid out on the table, and he's like, "Mind the drawings."
Yeah. And so he moves the drawings for him, so he doesn't.
He's being
get
courteous,
food on him.
Yeah.
And then all it gets him is a fucking
face
bashed his brains in. And he bites one of the dudes after he picks the lock.
Bites his face, dude.
But before that, he handcuffs old Boyle to the cage so he can watch him bite his partner's face, Pembry's face. Then he maces him in the open wound.
Oh, God.
And then turns around with the billy club in the good shot of the blood spatter on this.
And this is like
so sick.
This is like a conductor leading the orchestra with that baton.
Yep.
This is like
that's how he lives it.
They talked about earlier, right? His heart rate never went above 84.
Yeah.
And it's illustrated here, so he's bashing, or I think 85.
I love it. As somebody who like obviously I train like blunt weapons too, right? Or I haven't definitely in the past and instructed. It's disgusting to see him wield it because it is like a conductor's wand. He looks like he lifts it up, sort of like sing song, and then as he's swinging, you just like Chris said, you see the blood spatter. It's this moment, and also it's more he's beating him to the music because they gave him a tape.
Right.
With orchestral music to it, and so as he's literally like forming like a concerto with this guy's beating,
and when they even pan over, like he's done, and it pans over to the tape deck, and there's blood spatter all over the tape deck, and then you find out his partner Pembry is trying to kind of like crawl away
because he's still alive,
and he grabs basically like Swiss Army knife or whatever that's on the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it just cuts, and then you get
so before it cuts, right after he bites the guy.
Yeah,
I have to wonder, did Heath Ledger get the idea for the Joker makeup from his blood being smeared on his face?
Yeah,
maybe.
on his face.
I mean, I could definitely see that because this is again like we talked about earlier. This movie's been parodied it was parodied all the time for 10 years plus. So why not?
Well, I know Heath Ledger borrowed from a bunch of other like anarchists and serial killer characters like Clockwork Orange, and I think maybe this too.
Yeah, I can definitely see it.
I could see that too.
But to get back to the movie, you start seeing the police officers in the bottom floor, and the elevator starts moving. And they're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, rabble.
Yeah, and then then they hear gunshots. And they're like, fuck, shots fired. They're going to need an ambulance. They need backup. And when they go up to the elevator, or they go up to the people that get to the top floor.
The holding cell area. Yeah.
Like they get up there and they see like what's happened, and they're like, okay, so both officers are dead. Old fucking Dick from the goods is strung up with his bowels exposed.
Dude,
like,
he's
just
disemboweled.
a crazy shot.
He's blood-eagled out like he's hanging from...
Yeah,
it
dude.
is a horrific scene, right? It's really, really shocking. And suddenly, one of the officers checks the other guy laying on the ground.
Yeah, Pembry is breathing.
Pembry is breathing. And he's gashed up. His face is unrecognizable almost because he's slashed up.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter is gone. And so Pembry is, but he's still breathing. And so they call the ambulance to come and get him. And there's this entire scene where they're escorting poor Pembry out of the
I'll
facility.
Tell you what's a weird thing that I found, and this is so stupid that I was able to come across this, but when the SWAT team gets there, because they're going to come in because the elevator's still there, is coming down.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit, like when they're in the elevator, they see blood dripping. They have the SWAT team there. Fucking Chris Isaac is the head of the SWAT team.
Dude.
Like Wicked Game,
Yeah.
Chris Isaac from the MTV videos. Yeah, dude, he's the head of the SWAT team for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
He did a lot of acting stuff, I guess, man. But he's in there. But to Lee's point, Pembry.
Do you think he enjoyed this more or rolling around on the beach?
All right.
I think his hubris was showing in the other video. So you have like the ambulance taking him away, taking Pembry away.
Right.
And then they have, because the gun's missing. So that's preoccupied the officers to be like, Hannibal's got a gun. Like, we got.
Yeah, because Hannibal's loose. They don't know where he is. And they do, like Chris mentioned, there's bleeding in the elevator. The SWAT team opens the elevator shaft, and someone wearing Hannibal Lecter's clothes falls down. And
he's there. And so they shoot him in the leg.
Yeah.
Doesn't move. So they're like, okay, he's dead. And then they find out that's not Hannibal.
That's not Hannibal
and then
Lecter.
It cuts back to the ambulance. And then you even hear them in the ambulance, which I thought was a nice touch. They're like, all right, heart rate 84. Mm-hmm. Like they had that like little line that like would have cued you in if you were smarter than I am.
Mm-hmm. Same.
But I was like, oh, that's cool. So it has a little shout out to that. He takes a face off, and you're like, holy shit, he swapped clothes with him. It's Hannibal.
Hannibal Lecter cut the one of the cops' faces off.
Pembry's
face. And was wearing it after he murdered him to make everyone think that it was him, and then he took it off and murdered the people in the ambulance to escape.
Fucking awesome writing.
Dude.
This is one of those, like, this is a believable scenario of, like, that's because he can slow his heart down, so you're like, there's even parts where they put towels on his face and he's like hemorrhaging and shaking his shit.
So cool.
Oh, no. When they're rolling him out, he's doing that shaking.
Yeah, he's like shaking. They think he's having a seizure.
Fuck it. They're like, we're losing him. So fucking good, man. And then the other officers think that they're on their way to good old Buffalo Bill's house. They let Clarice know.
Mm-hmm. They're closing in on him using Hannibal Lecter's clues. The FBI thinks that they know where he is.
Because she got a nice Belvedere clue in there, which actually I think there's a Belvedere little Easter egg in one of his drawings.
Belvedere, Ohio. Yeah.
That's where she's going, but there's like a Belvedere part of his drawings or whatever earlier in this movie. Yeah, that I was reading about. But
hey, speaking of drawings, I'm sorry to throw this in, but when they were doing the set designs for this, they referenced Francis Bacon. Mm-hmm. He's an artist. He did the painting called "Figure with Meat" that Joker did not want to destroy in Batman '89.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. I like this one.
Way.
Yeah, they referenced his artwork. It's grotesque.
Yeah,
and they used like color palettes and stuff for the set dressings for this movie.
Oh wow, okay, good little fact there, man. So
also, by the way, like before Hannibal Lecter goes on his killing spree, he's drawing Clarice with lambs.
I saw that.
And there's crosses in the background, dude. So sick, but like so cool. But anyways, yes, continue. I'm sorry, I have to say that.
Nope. So she starts going to Belvedere, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
going door to door.
There is a scene where obviously Buffalo Bill is in his lair. Besides the instance where we see him, and he is having
it's where he's making her not a person, basically.
Right, he's talking at her.
Yeah, and like he lowers this lotion because the police or FBI, they're trying to figure out why does he keep them for 3 days before he kills them. Well, he does that because he's conditioning their skin.
Right.
Yes.
So he's putting some old English in a bucket down there to him.
Yep.
Like lather up, But he's instructing Catherine, but he's completely making it impersonal. Like,
it rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
I wondered why he did that. I didn't understand why he was like, why do you?
That's why he freaks out a little bit when she starts to
cry and
be be more than an object. Like,
he lowers the lotion down. She does put it on, and then he's like, it puts the lotion in the basket, and she's like begging, and he says it again, and then she's still crying and screaming and
sobbing.
You see him. And it's this great angle. It's, from her point of view, looking up at him. So he's looking down, and you see like he gets frustrated because he's being not polite, but not aggressive.
As nice as he can be.
Yeah. And then you see him like,
put the lotion in the fucking basket.
Put it in the basket.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
Yeah.
And then she sees the fingernail in the wall.
And she freaks the fuck out.
And she starts screaming.
Yeah.
And to me, this is the most disturbing part of the entire movie, where he starts mocking her scream.
Yeah.
Oh, because it just shows you like how chilling and callous this dude is.
Yeah.
And so to flash back now to Clarice in Ohio, she figures out who this fucking dude is, like by going into his room, and you get like all these clues.
And Hannibal Lecter's real clues she deciphers, unlike the FBI, because they think they're going to arrest
and the FBI, it keeps doing this cut back and forth where they're busting in where she's going to the same, and you're thinking, oh, so they're going to the same place.
Well, so the clue that Hannibal gave her was that he covets the victims.
What he sees.
And what do you covet what you see every day. So this was someone that he knew and he saw all the time, and that was the first victim. So the woman they pulled out of the river was the first victim, but he had weighted her down, so they didn't find her until later.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes back to that town where she was abducted, thinking that's where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Does some investigation, and finds out they were all in like was it, a sewing class or something together?
Something like that. Yeah, she basically.
So yeah, she goes to the sewing instructor's house.
Yeah,
and that's where
she
Buffalo Bill opens the door.
Yeah, she finds she finds the pictures, right? Like in the house that she's investigating, that's in the back of the sewing box, and it's the victim.
Yeah.
And then so you're like, oh shit. So it's and then she opens the closet and you see that diamond shape that he's been taking out.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. So now she's gonna go to his house, right? So it's like you're like, oh shit, because she figured out early on, like, this dude ain't operating out of an apartment, like he has.
And he's
but she's going to try to talk to the lady, the seamstress instructor,
right?
Because he has. Well, we find out that lady's dead in the tub.
Right.
And he's just taking over her house.
Yeah, and so that's why she's surprised, because she's just like asking for her because she's going door to door at this point in time in this small town. Like, and she gets to Buffalo Bill's house, and she's surprised to see him, and she's just like, well, what are you doing here? And he's like, well, I bought the house from a while back. And she's like, oh, okay. So they have this like back and forth, and he invites her in.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, is she a great big fat person?
And she's telling him like a lot of details she probably shouldn't tell him about the case, man, because he's like, oh, well, do you know who's doing it? Like, do you have any leads or any fingerprints? Like,
he tells her that he has the lady that lived there I have her son's phone number.
Yeah, so he's gonna go get it. But
So
then
he'll go get it.
So she notices though. Then she noticed the moth.
That's
and
what
then she's like,
happens.
Fuck.
And and at the same time, we find out the FBI is like it reached a dead end.
Yeah, they're at the wrong house.
They got the wrong house, the wrong place, and and obviously you see Crawford's face. He's like, "Oh no, Clarice," and she is inside there with him as she's figuring out, that there's a death head's moth there, and she knows. And I love this scene. She quickly like pulls like her jacket over to the side and like unclips like her gun, and then like pulls it, like folds it back because she knows.
And before she draws the gun, like she asks, "Can I use your phone?" And is he trying to hide a laugh? Is that what he got?
I don't know.
He's like, "Yeah, you can use my phone." And he covers his mouth, and I think he's laughing at her.
I think he is. I agree with you, Shadwick. I felt the same way.
And so now he takes off, right? And so she's in pursuit. You go through and you get to see all the there's I want to say a mannequin covered in just dead skin in here that you see that's just fucking disgusting.
You notice right after he takes off, she minds the corners.
Yes, she does. Like she's on her training, man, and so she's looking and she's clearing rooms.
And Chris is right. You do see a skin suit that is halfway formed. Yeah. It's got like a breast on it, and it's like
he's ready. He's assumingly going to sew that onto something.
Did you guys realize when he does the tucked dance that he was wearing a woman's scalp?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I did. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So he has like this long hair, but as he's as he's getting ready, he's putting on the lipstick and adjusting his
we don't want to
prosthetic nipple ring, by the way.
Okay. But we don't want to hit totally on that because Goodbye Horses will get us flagged.
we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to. But like Shadwick's right, like his whole performance when he's tucking it is not only is it like psychopathic, but it obviously shows like he is into this transformation that he thinks he's making, and his idea of transformation is wearing a female skin suit because he's been rejected for gender reassignment
surgery. Yeah,
so they won't do surgery on him because of his mental illness and abuse.
And also, like, this would be a perfect time for if we had a sponsor from Untuck shirts, we could have slid that in here right now. But you guys fucked up, and so we won't advertise.
So Ted Levine, who plays Buffalo Bill, when he was researching for this, he said that he actually went to like a gay bar or like a drag show or something, and sat down and talked with some of the performers, and like asked them like why do you do it or whatever,
right?
And the guy, it's like it was a very beautiful man, lady, whatever you call them, but she said that. As a woman, I feel empowered. As a man, I'm just some Puerto Rican.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's cool that he went to go do that research. To go try to get in a lot of actors. Like we said, we had Jodie Foster went to the FBI, but as she's clearing the rooms,
I think she probably got the better.
Yeah, she probably got the better end of that. But so as they clear the rooms, she finds the hostage, which I find this one is where the senator's daughter shows that she's a senator's daughter. When she's like, "Hey, I'm with the FBI. You're gonna be okay." And she's like, "Get me the fuck out of here, lady," or whatever. She's like cussing at her and shit.
Yeah,
she's
don't
like,
you leave me, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, she's like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like I'm trying to clear this goddamn house.
Yeah,
like.
She's like,
shut that dog up too, because Precious has been hurt in this whole melee.
Yeah, she looks like the Elephant Man without any of the redeeming qualities.
She's American Girl.
Well, she's a great big fat person.
Don't worry. She goes through and she gets to a room and the lights go out. And as we know, Buffalo Bill has these night vision goggles that are hardly recognizable.
They're not that noticeable on your face.
She hears, like we said earlier, she got capped from the back or whatever, and she hears the noise and is able to turn around and just fucking unload.
Because there's this whole creepy scene, and
he's
that movie
almost
dork
touching her.
Movie dork showed it. Like she's completely blind because it's so dark. But Buffalo Bill can see in the dark, obviously, with his night vision goggles that are barely noticeable, and he's like reaching for it. I remember my wife was like, "This is so gross."
He almost touches her hair at one point.
Yeah, like he's right in front of her or behind her, and she doesn't know. And so he goes to kill her because he has a gun, obviously. And when he pulls the hammer, she hears it click, and she turns and opens fire. Empties her entire, like all the rounds she has into him. And
anyway, she started blasting.
So, she started blasting.
And he dies in the most creepy way because, like, as he's dying, he's like literally frozen like this for some reason. Did y'all notice that? Like, he's dead and he's still like that. I'm just like, what are you doing, Buffalo Bill? Stop dying creepy too.
He's like, I will die the way I lived.
Yeah, exactly, man.
He has the bad boxing knockout.
Yeah,
dude. Straight arms.
Yeah,
yes,
dude,
dude.
The gross. So anyway, he's dead, and as you know, and so I guess the other people finally show up.
The rest of the FBI in that area show up finally.
She's like, "Oh, thank God you're here."
And they take.
I'm actually so tired of that trope in movies too. Like,
what's that?
The hero like gets everything settled, and
then everybody
seconds
shows up.
later.
This was 91, so we were still okay with this then, I guess. But so everybody shows up, and you're like, okay, so you know what's
the senator's daughter is saved, Clarice is alive, Buffalo Bill is dead. So basically, the day is saved, right? Like everybody wins.
You do find out before she even goes and does this, and she's trying to solve it. She finds out that Lecter escaped, but she is like, her roommate or whatever is like, or her friend is like, is she gonna come? Are you worried? And she's like, he's not gonna come at me, like, because he would perceive that as rude. Like, she knows that that's not the kind of relationship they have.
Yeah, she understands it better than anybody at this point in time in the film, and which is weird.
And so, like, at this point in time, she gets a phone call.
So the scene cuts, and Clarice graduates from Quantico.
Right.
She's a full-fledged FBI agent. She looks just like Lieutenant or whatever Dana Scully. From X-Files, by the way.
They did say they pulled from this.
Yes.
Leaf couldn't control himself.
And I literally busted like multiple Mike or whatever his fucking name was, dude. I've been drinking.
Multiple Migs?
Yeah. He's web slinging all over the place.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't believe it. Like, so Lieutenant Dana Scully, she graduates from Quantico, Clarice does, and at the reception, Jack Crawford, like, sort of throughout the film, he sort of becomes like her surrogate dad in a lot of ways. Like, he's always looking out for her, but like he's still her boss. But at this point in time, like, it really zooms in on their like handshake, and it's like a little more affectionate than, let's just say, a boss-employee relationship. But it's not sexual. And I want to say maybe there is something sexual there, just to give another point to Hannibal Lecter. I really want to, but like, it's very cordial, and he congratulates her. And he's like, listen, I'm not good with this kind of thing. I'm out of here. And she's like, okay. And he's like, oh, by the way, you have a phone call, so don't forget that. And she's like, well, thank you. And so Jack Crawford exits the scene, and she picks up the phone. And of course,
well,
it's a phone call from Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
So
he shoved it up the chimney.
Does he not?
I'll stuff the fucking tree up.
Yeah.
Does he not say hello, Clarice here?
Maybe he does. Maybe that's he just never says it in person. I think like it was always.
Are we wrong? Like, are you gonna get TikTok on us, Chris?
I don't know. I fucking have no idea. We'll see.
Does he say hello, Clarice, right in this situation?
We'll
put the clip in now.
Well, Clarice, have the lambs stopped screaming?
She's like, where are you? What are you doing? And he just lets her know that he's basically on vacation and he's about to have a friend for dinner.
Yeah. He's living his best life, dude.
And he's sitting there in his linen suit watching Chilton get off the airplane.
Oh, that's what it says. He's going to have his friend for dinner. And this was the point that I said earlier that I would come back to that just proves what shitty human beings we are.
Yeah. I knew that's what you were going to say.
That Dr. Chilton is ego, yes, but he ended up he's just doing his job, trying to advance his career, and we're like pulling for the serial killer to fucking eat him by the end of this movie.
I think it's because we all want to buck authority.
No, I agree, dude. Fuck him.
And that guy was, he was abusing his authority.
Oh, he was, but he also wasn't as bad as a dude that ate multiple people.
I want to say something more controversial. I think there's a wickedness in all of us, man. I think that we root for Hannibal Lecter because you end up liking him as a character and you simply excuse the terrible shit that he's done because you like him. And I think that is more human. I think that is the most psychological point of this film is that you'll excuse, and you're like this, we're all like this, you'll excuse some terrible shit for someone that you like or that you have a repertoire with.
Right, and you'll just like him because he helped out,
Yeah, well, that's why you guys still hang out with me.
Exactly, man. And this one last closing thing for this, as the credits roll, I believe the entire credits roll with the wide shot of Sir Anthony Hopkins walking down the street. Like the entire credits roll.
Is he walking or is he sashaying?
He is sashaying.
He's sashaying and he's stalking Dr. Chilton, who was in front of him, and you know what's next. You ain't got to be a NASA scientist.
To
figure that out.
I tell you what, man.
Does Hannibal, like the sequel, does it pick up right after this? Because
I have no idea because I haven't seen that so fucking long.
I feel like I remember seeing that dude getting killed.
Yeah, I thought I did too, but
it's
been so long since I've seen it, man. So anyway, I think we all agree, fantastic fucking movie. Go watch it, especially if you haven't seen it in a long time, man. It just these deep dives make me appreciate these movies so much more. All the detail that goes into it.
Do yourself a favor when you watch it in the dark and on the biggest screen that you can.
Yeah, it's true. Like, basically be a movie theater, man. Go enjoy it and be submersed in it, man. So let's close this out, guys. From the movie Silence of the Lambs, what is your favorite line? And I'll go first. And, guys, I hate to steal the low-hanging fruit out of it, but...
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Shadow, what do you got, man?
After he's killed Miggs and she's talking to him, and he mentions Crawford, like, do you think he's want to have sex with you, basically? And she's like, I don't look at it like that, and frankly, that's something that Miggs would say.
Not anymore.
Leaf, man, bring us home. Favorite line, Silence of the Lambs.
Bro, let's give it to Buffalo Bill with
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
Guys, with that, also thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Hit us with a 5-star review if you're into it, guys. And with that, we'll take it over to our Norm Macdonald clip of the week.
The October issue of Penthouse, now on newsstands, contains a picture billed as, quote, the alien, the world's first authentic photograph. A survey of Penthouse readers finds that 60% think the photo's a fake, while only 40% think it's real. All 100%, however, found it, quote, surprisingly easy to masturbate to.